Good morning, my Florida Garden Escape channel, and welcome back. So happy to have you guys here. We have had some lot going on. It's been crazy busy around here, but it's time to do our tour of the greenhouse, that part. So, and guys, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe down below, show your support. And don't forget to hit that bell down below as well, so that way you don't miss out on any of our new videos. We're always posting something new, so keep a lookout for that. And we're also going to go back into the grow tent. Since I don't have a more controlled environment in the greenhouse, I'm gonna keep doing my seedlings in the grow tent for this time being. But enough of that, we're gonna save that for another time. But now let's go ahead and take a look around and get started on this tour. Let's go. So first things first, I do want to go ahead and start off that we did end up adding power into the greenhouse. We didn't go electric, we did end up going solar. So we have that solar panel there, and then we have these four out here. Do not mind the pile of trash. That is the pile of trash that we have collected through our yard and our woods. So you guys don't mind that. But that is our solar panels. We extended them out so that way they would get more sun. And it pushes the energy into a battery, and I'll show you guys all that there. The solar panels that we have here are from Harbor Freight. They came with the 4 panels and the converter as well. Alright, so moving on, other than the solar panels, we're just going to start on the outside of the greenhouse because we have a lot going outside and inside. So now moving on, I did add some marigolds along the side, as you can see here and here and here, just to add a little bit more flowers out here, make it a little bit more colorful. Now, as I did mention, so I mentioned to you guys before about doing a rain catcher system outside off the rain gutters from the greenhouse. We did initially get this started, and I'm gonna go ahead and flip you guys around and kind of explain what we have here. It's still a work in progress. There has been a lot of trial and errors trying to get it to flow right without a pump system. So we're going to go ahead and flip you guys around, and I'm going to go ahead and show you what we have already that so far seems to be holding up so far. We haven't had really any heavy rain to have it really tested out, but let's go ahead and check it out. So here you see the tubing going down the side of the greenhouse. Now the tubing you see here is from our old pool. We had a lot of tubing laying around from the pump system of the pool, cleaning the pool and that. Now before we did just try and cover it and just zip tie it, it did not stay on here. So we had to get these really tiny rings and clamp them on here. Now they're pretty sturdy on there. The lights you see here were added. We bought these from Amazon, and I'll put a link down in the description below. Now here you see what we used previously was these sticks to hold up some of the dip in the hoses. But then what I went to do, and I bought this at my local hardware store. It's extreme indoor outdoor mounting tape, and I kind of took little sections here and there and added them in there. It showed to handle indoor and outdoor, and every few inches here I would add it in here just to hold it up. Now we had to combine two hoses here, and here what we used is a caulk to seal these together, and then we kind of clamped them there to hold it all there. But we just ran that extreme mounting tape down, and we kind of sloped it down to where it'll run into our vinyl rain catcher here. Now this rain catcher we did get from Amazon. It is from Vingley. So far it seems to be holding the water pretty good. It came with all the pieces. It even came with this notch it down below. It's been holding up pretty well. I can't really complain about it. It only took about 5 minutes to put together, but so far it is getting its use, so I'm really happy about that. And as you see here, we just clamped it on here as well with those small little ring clamps. And the lights kind of go all the way around the greenhouse, so at night it's pretty lit up. And I'll show you guys a picture at the end of our tour here. Now, as you guys can see, I put a little shelving unit down here, and it looks like some of the marigolds might have fell over. Not to worry, we can pick them back up. There they go. No harm, no foul. Perfect. Alright, so as you guys can see, I did put marigolds around, really quick, I know I'm jumping around here. I put marigolds around our our rain catcher here, to help bring up the color around it and that. The marigolds are loving the sun back here, as it does get a lot of sunny. Now, you're probably seeing here that there is more than just marigolds here, as there's more than just marigolds here. As you can see, these are going to be our red mercury bell peppers, these ones right here, and then these are going to be our California green peppers. The peppers in our big garden that we transplanted in there are starting to push out peppers now, so we're really excited about that. And then we also have, my mom decided to grow lettuce and seeds, and this is hers. They were in the greenhouse, so they're a bit stretched for the sun, so I had her bring them out here so that way they wouldn't stretch out anymore, because it's not really too good for them to be stretching so much. But now let's go ahead and work our way back around to the front and check out the inside. Really quick, before we do go inside, I was researching ways to get some more mulch in for our big garden, because we definitely needed the more mulch. So I went around searching online, trying to find some places to get some mulch. Come to find out, one of our local counties delivered loads of free mulch. So they had us do a form, fill a form out, you send it in, email it in, and so on and so on. After I put the form in, it probably took about 3 weeks to get here before I heard anything back. They had a number, but it just kept ringing and going to a voicemail that you couldn't leave a voicemail. Depending on in your area, a lot of places like utility places, things like that, your city places, sometimes they do tend to give out mulch, free mulch. So maybe you want to just try and search free mulch in your area. And it should give you something. I mean, that's how I was able to find it. But I also check with some of my local communities and see if they have any free mulch just laying about, not in use. And we didn't get too much until we got the form put in, and then we got two loads delivered here, and each load was 14 centimeters. So it's quite a bit of mulch. I'm going to go ahead and show you guys the mulch pile real quick. So this is the mulch pile that we had delivered to our property. It's a lot of leaves, chopped up limbs. Some got some twigs in there, but it works out well. We've already spread it out through some of the garden and some of the yard areas where we have our fruit trees. And here is just a quick pictures of a few of those spots. Alright, so we detoured enough. I keep going here and going there. I know I'm jumping all around. Y'all gotta bear with me. I'm like a squirrel going one way to another way. So currently we are standing at the entrance of our greenhouse, and I'm gonna go ahead and flip you guys around and take our full tour inside. Alright, so as you guys can see, we are at the entry doorway, and our solar panels, like I had mentioned, they go into this battery, which is converted here, and this will tell us that it is charging. You don't ever want your voltage over, I believe they said 13.5. And then you have too much of a charge, but it all gets charged into this solar power battery here, and then it gets converted here into our power, which runs our fans up there. The converter does stay pretty well running. With the solar panels moved to a new location to where they'll get more light, the power does last longer in here. So if you ever use solar panels in your greenhouse, I would definitely recommend putting them in a spot where they get a lot of sun. Here we do have our basil, and I did come out here and clip some of the basil as it was ready to be cut. I'm gonna come out here and get a few more clippings from it, so that way it kind of helps push it out here. My basil is definitely growing all kinds of ways. Now over here we do have some more tomato plants. As you guys remember, we did have 3 over here, but one of them was starting to get really big and needed to get put out. This guy isn't ready yet. He isn't pushing out any roots from the bottom yet, so we know he's not ready. Now as this one was growing, he did end up growing 2 additional more tomato plants, so I'll have to separate those when it comes to transplanting time. I do like to keep all plants that grow, so that way we get more out of our garden. And I'll do a whole transplant on how we're going to move those about and get that transplanted. Now here next to it I do have a marigold, and not sure if it's the yellow petite or the French dwarf, but we will find out once it blossoms. Over here is our mint. I did take 2 clippings from our mint yesterday. They are currently drying out, so that way we can mush it up and turn it into seasoning. Now here is our aloe. As you guys do see, it is starting to poke out. We have a lot of green aloe here along with a little bit of weeds, but it's okay. One thing I did, if I didn't go over it with you guys already, one thing for sure, aloe loves to be root bounded. So you always want to keep aloe in a pot, so that way it can be root bounded there in its pot. Now these 2 pots here, we have strawberries in them, and then we covered them with mulch, so that way they're good and covered. Hopefully over time we get some strawberries poking out. I'm really excited about it, and I hope we get some strawberries soon. I'm still trying to see how we're going to go about growing strawberries, as I'm still doing a little bit of research there. Now over here we do have our marigolds. A lot of these I do need to trim up and clear up some and put them into bigger pots to give out to some of our friends and family. Along with some of these marigolds, I'm also selling these marigolds per soil block and per soil cup. So if you're interested in getting a marigold, either of the yellow petite or the French dwarf, which the French dwarf has yellow and orange in the center of it, unlike the yellow petite, it is fully yellow. So if you're interested, just give us a comment down below or find us on Facebook. We love to get you a marigold in for your garden, as they're great for pests, to help steer those pests away. It'll confuse the pests, and the pests will go more for the marigold other than your plants there. Now I'm going to show you guys something really cool here. Now here in this cabbage, I did put a marigold. Now, it doesn't look like much because something's been eating on it. I'm not sure what, because it has been trying to go for the cabbage. So I'm going to put another few marigolds in here to kind of divert those pests and keep them focused on the marigolds. Now here we do have more of our marigolds along with some more of our aloe that's doing great. Everything's grown really well here in our greenhouse. We have a lot of sprouting out that's going on. We got our rain catcher in place, so that way we have more of a way to collect water out here at the greenhouse. Everything's really coming into motion, from us mulching to collecting our rain, to being a more structured and functioning greenhouse for our plants and our family and our community, because our garden isn't just about us, it's also about us giving back as well. And we want to give back to our community as our community has given to us. So that's one thing we do hope to get out of all of our gardening and things like that, is to be able to give back. But that is it, guys. We did a full tour of our greenhouse and what we've done, and there's still a lot more to come. We are getting ready to do a cleanup and do an updated tour of the grow tent area, as we've made changes in there and we have a few things popping off in there. So keep a lookout for that new video coming out probably within the next few days. So keep a lookout for that. I want to go ahead and thank you guys for staying tuned, watching our videos, staying with us through this whole experience. You guys are amazing. And don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button down below. We love seeing your guys' support. You guys are our main inspiration for keep going and keep gardening. We do appreciate you guys, and we want to thank all our new subscribers to the Florida Garden Escape channel. We appreciate you guys joining us through this journey. We hope you guys are getting a lot of inspiration, some tips, some advice, good ways on probably growing in your own garden. I just really hope you guys are getting something out of these videos. But that's going to be it for today, guys. You guys are awesome. Y'all keep growing, keep being amazing, and deuces.